Hello, Grand Park community. It's Courtney. Welcome to your Yoga a la retreat. I'm really glad you're here to practice with me today. So today, I'm going to bring an exercise to start us off. If y'all know Justin Michael Williams, he is a fantastic human musician, meditation teacher. Grand Park featured him maybe about a month ago. He did a great meditation walk for the park. And I want to pull a little exercise from his book, Stay Woke. As a teacher myself, I always look to other teachers to keep the practice fresh and interesting, to see new kind of perspectives or takes on the practice. So we're going to do an exercise that he has in his book. I highly recommend it. I hope I do it justice, to kind of find our own mantra for practice. So a mantra is, it loosely translates in Sanskrit as a vehicle of the mind. He calls it a tool of thought, I think, in his book. And it's just a way to give our mind a focus. So similar to creating an intention, sometimes I offer that. We're going to create a mantra, and we're going to do it through a little exercise he has in his book. So make yourself comfortable. So seated, maybe in a chair, on the couch, on the floor. If you are seated up in a chair or on the couch, just make sure your feet are resting down. If you're seated on the floor, it might be helpful to put a pillow or a blanket underneath your seat to elevate the hips. And then let's settle the palms down on the thighs, soften the eyes closed, just noticing your body and space. Noticing your breath moving through the body. And I want you here to imagine a ball of energy surrounding you. Just allow whatever comes up to come up. So not what you think it should look like. Really seeing this ball of energy around you, seeing the texture, the color. Is there a smell to it? Is there a feel to it? And really allow it to surround you, to both protect and challenge you to be the best version of yourself. And as you start to inhale, bring this energy into your heart, into your body. As you exhale, let it filter through your entire being. Through your nose, bring in this energy. Through your nose, let it permeate from head to fingertips to toe tips. One more time, breathing in this energy. As you exhale, let it fill every little crevice of your body. And then just feeling yourself in this state of energy. And then here, I'm going to ask you to pick one word or maybe a short phrase of what it feels like to be in this energy. So there's no right or wrong. It can be like a strange phrase. It can be one kind of like a word, a verb, a feeling. It could feel like love. It could feel like strength. It could feel like stickiness. I think somebody in his book picked like salty rocks. So it can feel or look like anything. And then choosing to either use this word, or if you want to make a simple phrase like I am strong, I feel love, I am love. This is going to be what we are going to work with in our physical practice today. So drawing your hands into your heart, maybe saying your little phrase out loud to yourself. So when I did this exercise, the word that came up was translucent. I don't even really know what that means, but that's the word that I'm going to work with in my practice today. So this will be our mantra, our little tool of thought, our vehicle of the mind. So from here, let's find our way to a stand. So bringing this phrase into our movement, I'll keep reminding us of this phrase as we practice today. And if nothing came up for you today, maybe choose presence, or maybe choose strength, or something that you can keep coming back to. Hands come to the sides of you, palms facing up. Let's find our mountain pose. So securing our feet down below the hips, maybe even spreading your toes wide, settling them down, pressing into your feet, thighs slightly pressing back, heart slightly reaching up, shoulders melting down, jaw soft. As you inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. As you exhale, pull your hands into your heart. As you inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. As you exhale, pull your hands into your heart. This time, think that word or phrase. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, pull it into your heart. Really nice, everyone. Let's find our way to even a wider of a stance. So feet like maybe 3 feet apart. We're going to come into our hip circles, hands to the hips. Keep your feet glued to the earth and maybe even drawing that ball of energy around you here so that you're both secure in it, protected by it, and in the power of it. So drawing that line of energy around, feeling into your hips. You can bend your knees as much as you need. And then sending your hips the opposite direction, moving maybe more slowly than I am or more quickly. From here, coming back to center, we're going to take some version of cat-cow. So cat-cow is when we find extension in the spine and contraction in the spine. So we're going to inhale, send the arms tall, little baby back bend. And then as you exhale, coming into a fold, letting your head go. Inhale, press into your feet, expand your heart out, arms come out, baby back bend. Exhale, contract in your spine, let your head melt down. One more time, press into your feet. Inhale, arms go wide, heart lifts up. Exhale, round in your spine. Let's stay in our forward fold. So let your head go. Let your feet be your anchor here. You can grab opposite elbows. You could let your fingertips dangle or touch earth. Try not to lock in your knees, so finding a little bend in your knees. From here, hands come to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself on up to stand. And then we'll come into some sun salutations. So finding your way to the top of the mat. If you need to remember your little mantra, your word, your phrase that carries you, keeps your mind focused, let it kind of start to permeate into the way that you're moving. As you inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. As you exhale, forward fold, release your head. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. Keep pressing down into your feet to find length. Exhale, hands go into your heart. One more time like that. Inhale, arms go tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, hands go into the heart. So we're going to come into the Sun B series. We're going to break down each shape before we move through it. One breath, one movement, just to make sure we kind of know what's up or what the shapes are. So we'll start with chair pose. On your next inhale, sink your hips back. Rise your arms up. If that doesn't feel good, you could take your hands to your hips. You should be able to see your toes. If not, send your hips farther back. Find lift in your heart. Shoulders melting away from your ears. Thighs doing all the work. Heels sinking down deeply. Toes are light. As you exhale, extend your legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hands come down to the earth. We're coming into plank. We're gonna pause here. So this is plank, or you could have your knees down. Press into your knuckles, heels reaching back if the legs are up. Scoop your belly into your spine. Either way, head in line with your spine, looking down. Can you use your mantra here? Allowing it to inform the shape, inform your breath. As you exhale, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take a little pause in down dog. So inner arms are hugging in. We're pressing the knuckles down. The head is released. The heels are reaching towards the earth. It doesn't matter if they touch. The knees are bent any amount to support the legs. The heart is melting back for the thighs. So from here, we're going to look towards the hands. Step your right foot for your right hand. So we're going to take Crescent Sun Salutations today, which means we're going to stay on the ball of the back foot. So right knee is stacked over the right ankle. You might want to take your right foot out to the right a little farther. That's just going to create more of a foundation, more stability. So right knee over the right ankle, arms come to the sides like wings. You can always tap your left knee down here. So knee up or knee down, press into your feet, rise yourself up, Crescent Lunge. Shoulders melt down, so left knee can be down, right hip is reaching back. Settle your gaze on a point. Find your breath here. Maybe using your mantra as an anchor for this shape, as a way to keep you engaged and stable in this shape. As you exhale, hands go down to the earth. Step the right foot back to plank. Downward facing dog. We'll switch to the other side. So left foot steps for left hand. So the left knee is stacked over your left ankle. We're on the ball of the back foot. You might want to take your left foot to the left. Again, that just creates more space for the hips and more of a foundation to stand on. Your right knee can tap down at any point. Arms come to the side. Find your length in your heart and your spine. Pressing into your feet. You can put a big bend, a little bend into your back knee. You can set it down. Crescent lunge on the left. Find your breath. Steady your gaze. Maybe bringing that mantra, that word, that phrase into this shape. As you exhale, hands go down, stepping back, plank, downward facing dog. So that's going to be our sun salutation flow today. We're going to connect one breath with one movement. We'll do it a couple times. You can come down and rest whenever you need it. You can also just come down and rest now and sit out this flow if you want, if you need. It's your practice. So looking towards your hands, step your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to full, moving from your mantra. Inhale, chair. Exhale, full. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands go down, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps, press down to rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands go down, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps, press down, rise tall. Exhale, hands go down, plank, downward facing dog. So a few breaths here. You can also come into child's pose. So we're going to head into one more round or not. So you can always take rest. If you're wanting one more round, looking towards your hands, step your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands go down, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps. Same inhale carries you up. Exhale, hands go down, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps. Same inhale carries you up. Exhale, hands go down, plank, downward facing dog or child. So finding your breath. Maybe coming to your word or your phrase. From here, we're just going to add a little twist onto our crescent lunge. So stepping your right foot for your right hand. So either taking your left knee down or keeping it up, pressing into your feet, making your way to your crescent lunge. Hands come into your heart. Left elbow goes outside the right thigh. Press into your prayer, elbows stack. You can take your left knee down. If this is too much of a twist, you could also take your left hand down and your right arm up with your hand inside your leg. So if taking the prayer twist is way too much, don't do it. Honor your body. So steadying your gaze on a single point that supports your neck. On your next inhale, make your way back to your crescent lunge. And then the hands go down to frame your foot. Right foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Other side. Left foot steps for left hand. Remember, you know what's coming your way. So if you need to take your right knee down, please do. Arms come up. Crescent lunge. Hands come into prayer at your heart. Right elbow crosses up and over the left thigh. Stacking the elbows, pressing your prayer together. And again, if this is too much, you could take your right hand down inside your right foot and the left arm to the sky. So finding your breath, setting your right knee down if you need that support. Steadying your gaze on a single point. As you inhale, press into your feet, make your way back through crescent. And then exhale, hands go down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Let your head go, let your jaw be soft. From here, we'll walk our hands back for the feet. And then really slow roll up to stand. So really just stacking yourself on top of yourself. Hands come to your hips. We're gonna come into balance, so tree pose. Maybe regathering control of your breath first. We'll start on the right leg today, so gazing at a single point. You can take your right hand to a wall if that is helpful. So the right leg gets strong. We're pressing into the right foot, the right thigh is pressing slightly back, and then the left foot gets light, like a kickstand at your ankle. Gaze is steady. This might be challenging enough. You can stay and work here. If you feel like you could add a little bit more challenge, maybe taking your foot to the calf or taking your foot to the inner thigh. So if you have the calf or the inner thigh, pressing the leg into the foot as much as you're pressing the foot into the leg. So hugging everything in, that will make the pose a lot more steady and stable. Pressing down into the right foot. Hands come, maybe they stay at the hips, maybe they come to the wall, maybe they come into heart center. Notice what happened to the breath. Maybe using your mantra as a way to create maybe an energetic field or a focus to this shape. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then as you exhale, release. Really nice. Let's come to the other side. So if you're using the wall, left hand comes to the wall. Left foot gets strong and stable. It might help to lift up the toes, spread them wide, anchor them down, send the left thigh back slightly. Hands come to your hips. And then the right foot goes in like a kickstand at your left ankle. Sorry, I'm mirroring, so I have to think about it sometimes. So maybe staying here, steady your gaze, steady your breath. You might play with taking the foot to the calf, maybe to the inner thigh. Same thing on the other side. So pressing the leg into the foot as much as you're pressing foot into leg. And you don't have to do what you did on the other side. So the tree might look different on a different leg. Find a position that works for your hands. Keep grounding down into your left standing foot. Keep sending the breath to move through. And then as you exhale, release. Beautiful. Let's find our way onto our back. So we're going to come into a few back bends. So making your way down onto your back. We're going to do 3 back bends today. This is going to be the last kind of vigorous thing that we do. If that helps you to parcel out your energy. So fingertips graze your heels, knees stack over your heels. We're going to use the strength of the bottom and the thighs. So these are the largest muscles in our bodies. This is what's going to do the work. Pressing down into your feet, using your thighs to lift yourself up. Allow your bottom to slightly squeeze in, and then maybe interlacing your hands, tucking your shoulders. You could also just grab the outsides of your mat. So really pressing down to rise the hips tall. Steady your gaze on a single point on the ceiling. And take a few really full breaths here. Take one more full inhale. As you exhale, set your hips down. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and we'll take a full breath in between the rounds. So second round of 3, or you can stay and rest. Press into your feet, rise your thighs, knees shoot forward, interlacing the hands, tucking the shoulders, or grabbing the outsides of your mat and pressing down to rise tall. You could also just press down into your forearms to rise. So use your thighs, ground down your feet, slight squeeze of your buns, lots of breath. As you exhale, release yourself out. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Taking in a full inhale, releasing a full exhale. Last round, pressing down into your feet, rise your thighs, making your way into your final bridge pose, using whatever energy you have left in your body, calling it in, maybe calling in your mantra. Take one more really full inhale. As you exhale, release your hips, one hand to the heart, one hand to your belly. Take a full inhale. Release a full exhale. And then take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Let your knees fall into touch. This is fallen bridge, a way to just kind of release in the back. Maybe soften your eyes closed. Just take a few breaths here. And then knees move side to side like windshield wipers. Just doing whatever feels good in your body right now. Hug your knees in, hands on tops of your kneecaps. We'll make little circles to the right, or you could make little TikToks. So we're just doing a little self-massage for the low back. And then little circles or TikToks to the left. Coming back to center. Arms either come wide like a T or in your cactus arms. Knees come up and over to the right. So spinal twist. Let your body settle down. See if maybe you can breathe a little bit deeper since we're in twist. On your next inhale, knees move back to center. And then on your exhale, knees fall over to the left. So just spinal twisting the other way. Let the breath move in. knees come back to center, tap them down. We'll hug the right knee in and extend the left leg out. So hugging your right knee in, finding a little interlace below your right knee, left leg extends out. There's a little flex of your left foot, gentle pull of your right knee to your right shoulder. And then switching to the other side. So left knee hugs in, right leg extends out, right foot has a slight flex, left knee has a slight tug towards the left shoulder. Hug both your knees in and then set both your feet down so that we're in that bridge shape with the fingertips grazing the heels. We're going to come into hip stretch here. So from here, rising your right foot tall, right ankle crosses over your left thigh, figure 4 in your legs. You might choose to stay here. We're getting into the right hip. If this feels like a lot of stretch, please stay. If more stretch would be welcomed, hug your left knee towards your left shoulder, take your right hand through your legs and find an interlace, maybe below your left knee, maybe to the back of the left thigh. So the low back stays down. If it doesn't, go ahead and tap your left foot back down onto the earth. Find space around your neck, so maybe sending your shoulders down, and we're going to take 5 breaths together on this side. So softening your eyes closed as you exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, 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 exhale from this side. And then your next inhale, the left foot goes tall, left ankle crosses over your right thigh. And then just take a little pause on this side, see what's going on. Maybe you stay here. You don't have to do what you did on the other side. We listen to each side and honor what's going on. So option to stay here or hugging your right knee for your right shoulder, sending your left hand through, finding an interlace below your left knee or to the back of the left thigh. Find space around your neck, sending your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, soften your eyes closed. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Through your nose, inhale. nose, exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale, release from this side. Finding our way to happy baby. So either grabbing the outsides of your feet, the backs of your thighs. If you want to rock here, that might feel nice. If you want to be still, that might feel nice. If you're rocking, find a couple moments of breath in stillness. And then on your exhale, releasing to a comfortable position on your back. So that might mean lying flat on your back. That might mean bending your knees, soles of the feet against the floor. If you have low back stuff, that's probably going to be a more comfortable option. And then either placing the hands on your belly, maybe placing the palms face up to the sides. We're going to come into one last breath exercise. So we're going to come into a 3 count inhale. We're going to imagine that we're anchoring a pause of breath in the stomach, in the heart, and the top of the head. And then as we exhale, it will be through the mouth, a long sigh out. So softening your eyes closed as you let your exhale move out. Through your nose, draw in a breath to your belly and pause. Through your nose, draw in a breath to your heart and pause. Through your nose, draw in a breath to the top of your head and pause. Through your mouth, sigh, release the breath out. Through your nose, draw in a breath to your belly and pause. Through your nose, draw in a breath to your heart and pause. Through your nose, draw in a breath to the top of your head and pause. Through your mouth, sigh, release your breath out. Through your nose, draw in a breath to your belly and pause. Through your nose, draw in a breath to your heart and pause. Through your nose, draw in a breath to the top of your head and pause. From your mouth, sigh, release your breath out. Let your breath come back in naturally. And to finish, before we take rest, we're going to come back to that ball of energy around us. So really feeling that energy around you. Really seeing or feeling or smelling or tasting what it's like. And then just for the next few breaths, as you inhale, draw in that energy. As you exhale, send it into the body. Inhale, draw in that ball of energy. Exhale, send it out. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, release it out. And then let your body breathe itself naturally, however it wants. From here, really allow your body to take up space. Allow whatever is touching the earth to touch the earth. We'll come in for 1 minute of rest here. Shavasana, final rest. So starting to draw your awareness back to your breath. Maybe even saying or feeling your mantra inside of you. Maybe you want to carry it into the rest of your day. Eventually rolling over to your right side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. And whenever you feel ready, pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat, just like we started. Palms up on the thighs, eyes soften closed. One more time, we'll take a breath. Let your exhale move all the way out. Through your nose, draw in a slow, full breath. Through your nose, release a slow, full breath. Drawing your hands into a gesture of prayer at your heart, bowing your chin into the wisdom of the heart. Thank you all so much for practicing. It was so nice to spend the time together. Thank you, Grand Park, for having us. The light in me sees and honors the light in all of you. I'll see you again very soon.